From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome tonight. The president again says Boko Haram would soon be overcome as Israel sends a team to join the search for the girls. The All Progressives Congress drops political sentiments, says battle against terror demands national solidarity. Bring Back Our Girls protests continue in Abuja with attempts by the police to stop the protesters. And Ukraine rebels engage in self-rule with pro-Russian sympathizers claiming a big turnout. For the umpteenth time, the president has assured the international community that his government, through global support, would soon find solution to the challenge of insurgency. This optimism is coming on the heels of the global assurances of deployment of considerable military and intelligence gathering skills and assets in support of Nigeria's efforts. The United States, Britain, France, China, the United Nations, and even ECOWAS are all involved in this global support. The president's media advisor, Dr. Ruben Abati, said also that Israel has joined Nigeria's efforts and that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has sent a team to Nigeria.
President Jonathan also spoke with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, who has also pledged to send experts to come and work together with the other teams from the other countries that are on the ground. So right now, what is going on is an attempt to ensure coordination, to work out, to fine-tune the counter-terrorism strategy, and to go onto the field and provide greater support for the troops that are already on the ground. The international support is coming more in terms of, intelligence, in terms of the fine-tuning of surveillance strategies, in terms of building capacity. And clearly, we look forward to great success in this enterprise. And the president's determination, like that of everyone else in the world, is to make sure that these girls are brought back to safety.
British Prime Minister David Cameron has become the latest high-profile supporter of the social media campaign for the missing girls of Chibok. The Prime Minister on a BBC program promised that Britain will do what it can to help find the girls. He said he had phoned President Goodluck Jonathan to offer anything that would be helpful, and both had agreed to send out a team that includes some counter-terrorism and intelligence experts to work alongside the American team already on the ground. He promised Britain's support to do more, though he said it was unlikely that Nigeria would ask for British troops to help. His comments follow that of U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee from Texas, who became the first black U.S. lawmaker to condemn the abduction. Addressing a press conference a few days ago, she urged that all resources be deployed to make sure the terrorists are brought to justice. She also suggested that there be a separate military unit that the U.S. can work with in fighting the insurgency in northeast Nigeria. Well, in the meantime, reports say military personnel have been deployed to Kachia local government area of Kaduna State following violent protests. Eyewitness accounts say that the protests began when Christian and Muslim groups started to burn churches and mosques. It's still not clear what led to the crisis, but our source in Kaduna says this is turning out into a religious war. Kachia local government area has a long history of intermittent violent clashes. But as the search for the missing Chibok girls continues, the main opposition party is lending its voice on the matter and has given suggestions to the federal government on how to win the war on insurgency. The party's interim national chairman, Bisi Akonde, says leaders have allowed the insurgency eat too deep before any serious action was taken. Our correspondent, Shenwo Kimbaloye, reports.
The APC remain resolute that Nigeria can overcome this evil group.
It looks the seriousness of the matter required the politicians dumping their differences to the reality of the monster that has resolved to suck in the blood of innocent Nigerians. At a press conference in Lagos, the APC leadership says they are ready to work in making sure that Boko Haram phenomenon is erased.
The challenge we face is much bigger than the pursuit of office or individual ambition.
The party has a list of suggestions to the federal government on what needs to be done. Top on their ideas is the need to establish a robust counter-terrorism strategy.
The northern region is in urgent need of a counter-radicalization program to prevent many more young people, illiterate and unemployed, from being radicalized. The solution to preventing, limiting, and responding better to Boko Haram attacks does not lie in deploying more troops, but in improving intelligence and increasing force enablers. Boko Haram is unlikely to be defeated militarily. Most insurgencies are ended through some form of negotiation. Government must develop a strategy along the lines of the policy followed by President Yar'Adua over the manned insurgency in the Niger Delta.
Different perspectives on the philosophy of the insurgents, but the party believes fighting the menace requires tackling it from its roots.
Nigeria has the highest out-of-school population in the world. So, issues that the federal government should address would include social and societal programs that will make this a radicalized approach to solving this issue of Boko Haram.
Help has come for Nigeria. Hopes are high as President Jonathan assures Boko Haram will be erased soon. And more importantly, Nigerians will be anticipating to see the over 200 schoolgirls abducted returned safe and alive. Shenwo Kimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
Attempts by the police to stop the Bring Back Our Girls protest failed today in Abuja as the protesters regrouped at Unity Fountain to continue their protest. The action almost resulted into a clash between the police and the protesters as law enforcement tried to prevent the protesters from assembling at the venue. The protesters are pressing home the demand for the rescue of the 200 schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram in Borno State.
Bring back our girls now and alive! What are we shouting? Bring back our girls now and alive! What is our single
It's the 12th day of the Bring Back Our Girls protest in Abuja. These protesters say they would not stop the protest until the government rescues the over 200 schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram sect members.
All we are saying, bring back our girls!
Their resolve was put to test when the police tried to prevent them from regrouping at the Unity Fountain, the usual meeting point of the protesters.
Leave me alone! Please leave me alone! Hold him! Leave me! There is a Supreme Court judgment. We have law to put myself. Hold this man! Come and hold me yourself! Hold me yourself! You hold me yourself!
But at the end, the protesters had their way, but not without high security presence.
I just parked my car over there and I was trying to cross the road, and the policemen are telling me that they have been instructed not to allow more people to come and join this. Okay, I'm a mother, and I cannot imagine 2 hours 2 hours. I will not survive 2 hours of not seeing my child. I will not survive 2 hours. The least they can do is to let us do this.
You know, I would have thought that this number of policemen that have been sent to disrupt peaceful gathering of citizens who, out of empathy, are standing with the Chibok girls, would have been sent to safeguard zones of vulnerability in this country. The Constitution in Section 40 guarantees us the right to peaceful protest. Nobody should be sent to disperse us.
For once, I am telling myself that I am not going to stop coming here. Yes. For once, I am telling myself that until those girls return back, we will not stop. Yes. I am a Nigerian. For one reason why I'm coming here is because, one, I am a Nigerian. Secondly, I have become a member of the Chibok family.
More than 3 weeks after the schoolgirls were abducted by Boko Haram sect members, there's been no information on the whereabouts of the girls. There appears to be a blame game between the federal government and the Borno state government. The organizers of the protest say they will take the protest to the Borno state government house in Abuja to get clarification over accusations made by the federal government that the Borno state government has refused to work with them in finding the abducted girls.
In part two, after the break, Bayelsa State Governor assures indigence of a focused government. That's in a moment. Please join us again.